Afternoon. Today I want to round off the lessons we can learn from Nebuchadnezzar's experience as recorded in Daniel chapter 4. And to get this study going, I want to draw your attention to verse 34 of Daniel chapter 4. It says there, "At the end of that time, I, Nebuchadnezzar, raised my eyes towards heaven, and my sanity was restored." At the end of which time? The 7 years of eating grass. It says there, at the end of that time, he raises his eyes towards heaven and his sanity is restored to him. It's almost as if Nebuchadnezzar has experienced a resurrection. It's almost as if Nebuchadnezzar, although being alive, all of a sudden comes to an understanding of what life is all about, and as if he experiences a rebirth. And I want to show you why I'm saying this, and I want to draw your attention to Daniel chapter 12, and I'm going to look at verse 13 there. Daniel has been in the same kind of situation Nebuchadnezzar found himself in. He's received visions, he's concerned about the future, and he asks similar questions to what Nebuchadnezzar asks. But the angel turns to Daniel in Daniel chapter 12, verse 13, and says, "As for you, go your way till the end." Now again, till the end of what? Until the end of the experiences that were to take place, as recorded. "You will rest, and then at the end of those days," at the end of the prophetic word as recorded, as given in Daniel, at the end of those days, "you will rise to receive your allotted inheritance." It's amazing that Daniel's word counsels me that something's going to happen in the end of time. It's almost as if people are going to come to a realization of something that they did not know while being alive. Daniel here is told that you will rise and you will see things. Your message will become valuable in the last days. People are going to become aware of the true reality of what life is all about. It'll almost be as if they will experience a rebirth. Now it's interesting, when Jesus was walking on planet Earth in chapter 24, he actually counsels us that when you see the abomination, the things prophesied in Daniel chapter 7, things prophesied in Daniel chapter 8, things prophesied in Daniel chapter 9, when you see these things, rise, you will rise and come to an understanding of truth. Jesus says, when you see these things happen, let the reader understand. Understand what? Understand what life is all about. When I look at the story of Nebuchadnezzar in Daniel chapter 4, my attention is drawn to his almost prayer that he makes as his sanity is restored. He says, "Then I praised the Most High, I honored and glorified him who lives forever." It's almost as if Nebuchadnezzar realizes that God dominates forever. It's almost as if he realized that God reigns forever. It's almost as if he realizes that God lives forever. It's as if he wakes up to the fact that, like it or not, God is supreme. God is almighty. God is sovereign. God dominates. God is the creator, and we are his creation. This is something that mankind needs to learn before we can experience true life. It's interesting that Jesus in John 17 verse 3 says that this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom thou hast sent. True life is in knowing God. True life is not knowing yourself, it's knowing God. Not serving yourself, it is serving God. I want to conclude that Nebuchadnezzar realizes this attribute about God's sovereignty, and he actually puts it this way: all the peoples of the earth are regarded as nothing. It's almost as if he says, I now see that I'm but dust of the earth. I'm just dust. And only when God takes this dust and he does something with it, do I become life. It's interesting, we are drawn to the act of creation, where Adam was made from the dust of the earth. He was nothing until God placed his hands on him, until God gave him life. He says there, he does as he pleases with the powers of heaven and the peoples of the earth. God is in full control. Nobody can tell him what to do. It says there, no one can hold back his hand or say to him, what have you done? It's amazing, dear friends, when I look at this. Nebuchadnezzar experiences what life is really all about. And this experience, I'm told, will be the experience that God's people, or the people in the end of time, those who find themselves living in the last days, as we raise our eyes towards heaven, we will experience a rebirth. We will fully understand what the purpose and meaning of life is, and that is to know God. I'm hoping that if you have enjoyed these presentations, that you will share them with your friends. Draw their attention maybe to these beautiful ideas that God is in control and we are nothing until we are in the palm of his hand. May God bless you today.